We are now going to talk about a particular model used by some companies. So we're going to talk about revenue. The revenue R received by a small company that sells X all-day passes to an amusement park is given by the function R of X equals minus 0.02x squared plus 24x. We want to find and interpret what R of 300 is and what R of 800 is. So we're going to start this by looking at R of 300. And again, remember, whatever we see in parentheses, that's what we replace the x with. So we're going to see two of them in here. Then we take the 300 and we square it to get 90,000 times minus 0.02 is minus 1,800. 24 times 300 is 7,200. We add these together and we see that R of 300 is $5,400. So if we sell 300 all-day passes, we make $5,400. Likewise, R of 800 is done the same way, but instead of putting 300 in, we put 800 in. Well, 800 squared times 2 is minus 0.02 is minus 12,800. 24 times 8 is 19,200. We add those together and we get $6,400. So again, if we sell 300, we make 5,400. If we sell 800, we make 6,400. Now the second part is to figure out how many need to be sold for the revenue to be equal to $4,000. In other words, we want to know when R of X equals 4,000. Well, we replace R of X with minus 0.02x squared plus 24x equals 4,000. Now we want to make this all on one side, so let's move these over so that they become positive, or at least the lead one is positive. 0.02x squared plus 24x minus 24x, plus 4,000. And we're going to plug this into the quadratic formula. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times b, all over 2 times a. Well, negative 24 minus 24 is just 24. Plus or minus, let's bring this down a little bit. The square root of 24 squared is 576. Minus 4 times 0.02 times 4,000 is 4 times 4 is 16. Times 2 is 32, and then we add 3 zeros and take away 2 of them, so we get 320 over 2 times 0.2, which is 0.04. 576 minus 320 is 24 plus or minus the square root of 256 over 0.04, which gives us 24 plus 16 over 0.04 and 24 minus 16 over 0.04. Those are our two answers. If we work them out, 24 plus 16 is 40. 40 divided by 0.04 is 1,000. 24 minus 16 is 8. 8 divided by 0.04 is 200. So if we sell either 1,000 shirts or 200 shirts, we'll make $4,000. Likewise, we're going to do the same thing, but for 7,200 instead. So we want to know, when does R of X equal 7,200? Well, that's the same thing. Minus 0.02x squared plus 24x equals 7,200. Again, let's add these over to this side. So 0 equals 0.02x squared minus 24x plus 7,200. And we do the same thing we did before, but we change one number. Notice that the rest of this is going to be the same. We still have minus a minus 24 plus or minus the square root of minus 24 squared minus 4 times 0.02 times 7,200 this time. all over 2 times 0.02. Well, when we multiply this out, we end up with 24 plus or minus the square root of 576 minus 576 all over 0.04. Well, 576 minus 576 is the square root of 0, and the square root of 0 is 0. So we end up with 24 over 0.04, which is equal to 600. In other words, if I want to generate $7,200 in revenue, I need to sell 600 tickets. That's the number that also happens to maximize this because I got a 0 underneath that square root.